we've got so many changes up in the comps. The Harbor and the Viper going up against each other again. And
Nice, bro. Unreal start to the map, and yeah, I wanted to very quickly mention DG's in had light armor and frenzy. That light armor could have been the difference between life and death there.
yeah, they raid bossed him up. 100%. But damage done on both sides now. This one is difficult. You don't have any utility to block vision from King. Doesn't have his orb picked up or anything like that. Meanwhile, Digizin still has 2 stuns. Which you mentioned, the armor.
Placing alarm bot.
This could get dangerous for them in the post.
He's gonna have a ton of tools at his disposal, starting to rotate around though. The spike is not being stuck. That molly is gonna hurt things, so you gotta keep an eye on DG's in. He may get the timing on this. He's gotten it down to 1. 3 on the round, 34 HP already. King's gotta make a move.
Have time?
Half and then challenge, surely he pulls off. No, he's gonna stick it. He can pull off. Just a little short, right? Just a little short. Oh my goodness. Another banger of a pistol, bro. Get out of here.
What a start. And Furia. Everybody's talking about them now as some sort of dark horse. But here you go. Leviatan was great in pistols last time they played against NRG. We'll see. I mean, it's the first one. What was really good about them on this map was the amount of retaking they were doing. They were just falling off the site and playing disciplined. I'm not sure how much space Digizin is going to let you do that. So let's see. Again, Furia approaching this A main. And you can see the differences with the comp that they've chosen now and the new meta as well. Just throwing down that cascade, a flash as well, lets them take A main for free.
Farm up the orbs too. Now DG's on 1 point away from having his ult. So electric and such a key part of the conversation that we have with Furia.
Look at this trap here though. See if MW does opt to explore, and I think they might, but just through shops instead.
Instead they're gonna rotate C.
I will note that that is exactly the same type of eco round that you went for in the NRG game for Leviatan. So Furia, if they watch that game, should be avoiding mid as much as possible on these ecos.
That seems to be the case, too. I mean, they rotated through spawn, harbor wall going up, and the Trailblazer to clear the way.
It's very controlled there. Nobody really overcommitting. Digizin's not going too fast, but this mid push.
There it was. You called it. Dazzler, the first to fall in the scene, dropping a flash in case anyone is pushing the pace, and there is. He's quickly getting surrounded. He may be in trouble here. Does he understand? Does he realize? Is he aware? 1, spotted, shy, giving a little eye candy, ultimately falls.
How is he? How is he aware?
Oh, he's not. He's not. Mazine falls, Takolia getting another one. And Bulldog scooped up here.
Yeah, but the time ticked so far already. See if they can actually escape out of backcall. That might have been a threat. Still, actually, look at the position of QCK. He's way far up. And he makes it clean. No worries.
Very clean. DG's in, gets his ult online, round 3. Pretty clean. You're carrying, what, 3 rifles into the next round if you're Furia?
Yeah, and they recovered that Bulldog, too.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's very nice. Nicely done. And again, there was danger in that run. I think Leviathan had 3 thrifty round wins against NRG, and 2 of them came on this map. One of them at a most critical time, so making that as clean as possible, super important.
Lockbox. Show us the way, Sky. I'm out of here.
And while both these teams undefeated on this map, they've only played a low amount of times. Leviathan, we just saw it for the first time last week, and it was very good against NRG, who we deemed to have been a very good Pearl team as well. Furia, meanwhile, played at lock-in against T1 in their first series. See if they've continued to put in the work, though. I'd like to see them start to explore how to use this high tide in mid and destroy some of the KJ utility that's up for Shy and Leviathan.
Speaking of which, a high tide of Leviathans that's keeping that alarm bot safe for now.
This is buying time. The fact that this is going to start to come in late for Furia means they might have to opt to go for this hit. See if Mazin can also find some sort of activation of Digizin.
He's going to want to go for it. He does. Picks up the Spectre and goes forward. Doesn't get a shot as King just puts 2 in the back of his head.
That's a little bit of overlooking of that high tide gap there that King did a great job putting himself in.
MW MWZera swinging around. First person flash, the second not challenged yet. As MWZera spots King. I mean, Leviatan are just getting rolled here. And no, there's still a Sheriff up in play. Leviatan had the gun advantage. Taco's left in this 1v3, and yeah, QCK's weak, but time's not on his side.
Through the window, but to the spawn, Tacolia. Not gonna opt to go for this, and we did see a lot of saving. You mentioned the weapon advantage. I'm surprised actually that Khalil didn't find himself a Vandal, but look at all the bodies dead for Leviatan. It's all in spawn, so for QCK, his role there, while he didn't pick up, Khalil's role there is to stay back, play the post plant, and make sure that they have at least some sort of force alive if it does go bad for them. Somewhere where they can fall into, where the space is still controlled. That's the bonus. 3-0 now. If I remember correctly, it was very even halves for Leviatan and RG. So this could start to spiral here in Furia. I mean, they've got the Reckoning right now.
Bola, everyone's on this side of the map. Literally everyone.
All 10.
Gotta go.
It's inevitable that it's going to be good. You mentioned the Reckoning. Keep an eye on that. That flash is going to get King, but there are so many other members here.
I'm out of here.
Are you expecting them all? DG's in getting the first. Flash stays alive, though. And there are so many layers to this Leviatan defense here. Oh, looks like they're all going to get cleaned up. Furia getting all of them, but the kills go back and forth again. Rifle advantage still for Furia. And while
My ult's ready.
Nowser was able to take one, this should still be pretty clean out for Furia. They should be able to get out of here.
Yeah, but look how they're just dueling this. They realize what the situation is, and they continue to go for it. And the fact that they're approaching actually gives Nowser a chance here.
Oh boy, 16 HP. Nothing doing though.
That was exactly a round that they actually tried against NRG. That molly that lands on the back allows them for so much room to fight with their weaponry that is certainly lower. And allow them to find maybe some vulnerable kills, but also the space to fight up disadvantaged positions. There's that molly I was talking about. Look how they have to fall back.
Yeah.
And the way they're actually breaking it up as well with the high tide there, that one is really nice. And clearly found success. I will say though, Digizin has some movement tricks there on B-Long. He jumped immediately on that little map, which no other character can do.
Reckoning and Rolling Thunder ready for Furia. Plenty of tools to work through if they want to crack the site open. Seems like they may end up A here.
Think about that combination of ults and how deadly that could be. The stun coming in from QCK, or either one, all of a sudden makes you slower and more susceptible to the Reckoning stuns and Reckoning pulses. You almost have to play off-site. You have to figure out which site they're gonna hit and then fall off preemptively. Otherwise, you're getting caught in a really dangerous position. Also no op here from Tacolia. Sean mentioned how it would be difficult how to find even value behind the 4 walls that could potentially be on the site at the same time.
See no shots, not landing. Those are rounds, those are fights that we're used to seeing them win. There's the Reckoning.
Ooh, wall miss there.
Go, go, go.
Jin was intending to block off spawn.
Get a decent amount here. The spike is going to be planted in the cove. Now, how do Leviatan play through this?
This is where they were great against NRG, but there's still so many tools. That Rolling Thunder is still up.
That's early. That looks like they're going to save.
Yep. Over and over. And this is starting to look very devastating. No matter how this half plays out from here, 5 is already such a strong start, and you have to imagine there's a few more coming for Furia. There really hasn't been any answers so far. And when you have those tools, we mentioned how they kind of have to play off-site. They're losing the first pick, gave them the entry right away. They come in through B-Link and just, there's no room for Leviatan to even really make something happen. And where is the response going to come from? Because I don't even think it's going to be King with his ults. I think really you're looking at Shy to combo and
They think they're so
try to make something happen by regaining with some lockdown space or something like that, but he's so far away.
Yeah, exactly. should be a while before he gets out online, and Furia, for them to start off as clean as they do, this looks great.
And a reminder, just how you just saw in that replay there, they're brawling into B-Link. The same thing that they did on that eco round where they were getting the full force of Leviatan. That's the style of this team. They often go for the hardest path through. The path of most resistance instead of least resistance. And that's just their style. You see it in DigiZin as a player on this team, as a leader on this team. Not the IGL, but clearly an emotional leader and a pace leader. They're happy to take duels. They're happy to go dry. Challenge their opponents to take fights straight up.
I love how you described it. You refer to it as brawling, and that just feels so apt for this squad, who, mind you, has kind of danced with a couple of Latin American teams already. Think about it. They have Crew first. Now they're going up against Leviatan, and yeah, that's different level of competition, but either way, Seeker's online, pushing their way forward. There's the Rolling Thunder, too, and that's not going to tag anyone. I believe that was the only one close by, and DGZin had already cleaned him up. King down.
Yeah, King switched to a shorty to try to take that fight, but DigiZin makes it work with the speed that he has. And he's not even using a Phantom, which a lot of mobility characters would like to use. Agents like Jet, agents like Neon. He's going straight with the Vandal. And it's gonna be a save again. There's no way in. Maybe, oh, Zeno, he's got his cove too. He can make a play here. His teammates are so far back though. And there's no more chances.
It's only been 6 rounds, but man, it really feels like things have gone sideways for Leviatan very quickly. I don't know that anybody would have predicted this start. I mean, maybe Furia at their best, they go 3-3, something like that, but for it to be a 6-0 lead,
Yeah.
it's just staggering.
Fine, so when you're talking about trying to overstep, trying to beat these best of the line teams, right now's the time to do it.
A little extra pep in their step from the defensive side. They've already taken down C Long behind the wall. Taco's in a good spot to make a play here, and he's got some help. The announcer.
Gotta go.
Made this play so many times.
Watch out.
If it ain't broke.
There's some counter util now coming out from King. A lot of times this was given for free. And also look what's going on at B Long. They're way in front of that orb, so that misdirection where they have pivoted very often could work out, but it's not a pivot this time. It's straight on the site.
No, and Leviatan should know at this point with the utility that they've seen. DGZin the first to swing. The Cove is going to provide cover for the spike to go down. And there's a flank coming in.
It's suffocating the util getting on there, but they're not pushing back side. King, little greedy there. He's by himself. Normally he has many teammates coming in with him when he wants to flood.
The 2 rifles that remain for Leviatan are the ones that are on the flank, and Zine is going to be the one who has to keep them back. As now they're choosing to go towards mid. Khalil there to receive. Spotted. Shoulder. But Nowzer gets a kill. Their time is just not on their side, man. It's these retakes now. Yeah, sure, they're starting to get some kills, but it has to be forced.
Enemy remaining.
He's gotten it on the tap, gotten it down to 1v1. Again, now all the pressure from the clock on Nowzer. He's going to get the kill on Mazine, but he's not going to be able to get there in time.
Clutch.
7 for Furia.
This is ridiculous. I was thinking about it. Both these teams have the most dominant map wins so far in this split in the Americas League. And I was like, okay, well, that should be indicative that we're not going to have any stomps. But
They should match up well.
Furia 7-0 on attack side pro against Leviatan. Everything working for them. Finally, you have some key ults here for Leviatan on a gun round. Finally, you have that lockdown from Shy. I mean, he's essentially got this based off of deaths alone.
Yeah, pretty much. Which I guess is one way to go about it. Now, they haven't really explored Link a ton, and my goodness, bro. DGZin just on a tear! Taco finds some high ground and drops them. But again, numbers still in favor of Furia. Taco has to find more.
He's alone, though. He's alone, completely isolated, and we've seen how suffocating the util on these XX can go.
All of the walls, all of the smokes, all of the denial of vision. And Taco gets another. Blades go wide, but the Sheriff does not.
Spike down.
Finally, Leviatan get on the board. And it was Taco. We talked about it.
Occupational hazards aside.
There's some life for the Latam legend still. Ditches in with two big openers, but immediately swatted back like a fly by Takalia. What a round. And that's what they needed. They needed a spark. They needed something in this game. But and good thing they didn't use their ults because they're going to need them in this round. Fast aim and control. We saw this in the pistol and the eco. Taco with the off for the first time. No, he dashes forward, though. He might get punished, no.
Throw it in reverse to get out of there. But the setup was great. The flash over the top into A main. It's very well done.
Dude, are you kidding me?
Poor Shy again.
That's the first jump peek after the wall falls. It's not like he knew it was there.
Right?
He just knows it's possibly coming.
Shy's just gonna have to stop that at this point.
I mean, yeah.
That's twice.
Everybody on this team is gonna have to stop that. Every time they take one of these opening dry fights where they're holding an angle, Furia is just frying them. And meanwhile, he's gonna come back and potentially find King on the lurk here.
Get out of my way.
And King has to, yeah, he has to tuck tail. But it has put Furia in a weird position here. 3v4.
Yeah, they still have the utility from QCK to work with. They have the wall, they have the Reckoning, and they have Taco on the run. Ob's still in play, and MWZero is going to try to find him. Trailblazer not getting anything.
Like this from Fury, retaking our control is going to be super important against this util that's coming up.
There are two on the other side. They've left QCK here on the site by himself. And he's spotted by the Reckoning Tethers. Still dancing around. Viper sprint, providing covers. QCK gets one. Traded back though, 2v3.
Fire.
Still in play as Furia try to hang on to the round, try to hang on to the site. Taco's already working his way to the defuse. He's gotten it to half. The spams are not going to land. Yeah, they played off an art and it was just too far away. Leviatan get the defuse.
That is very far off from what other teams are experimenting right now with, which is the Harbor Viper, which is the Gecko. Cascade down deep already. Khalil picked up that orb. You know this is going to be a hit.
I'm out of
I mean,
here.
they're not attempting to conceal it either. First wall goes up and you hear the ult used to. Interesting he chooses to use it here with a gun in hand.
He's also took a lot of damage
Yeah,
there.
he did.
He'll back up right away by MW, but they've got the site. Will they be able to get this spike down? Still the cove possible here for QCK.
They have to clear out backside too. I don't think they've done that yet. Yeah, now DG's in swinging around, doing the dirty work, and continuing to scale forward. Lockdown invested here. They're gonna have to play off site. Is DG's in gonna stay?
They have no tools to really break this. Aftershock's already used. Mollies are gone too. What?
He's just staying! The lamb to the slaughter! Almost gets one!
They've got cove too. So many vision blockers. This is gonna be really tough here for Fury to actually fight back in.
I mean, they can't see a dang thing. Taco getting one from up top.
It's not even halved yet.
No. Having to dance around the fault line. The tap is there again.
One enemy
King's already got it to half, and he should be able to take it the whole way. I don't know that. Oh, that's a no! He stopped it! Time is not great. He's got it, and he's got it, and Khalil gets four! The Red Bull clock for Furia!
A bit of a blunder there from Leviatan. Nobody really pressuring the spike, but that's because Khalil is actually throwing down his mollies early on in that round. But this guy is starting to be a little bit of a clutch demon for this team.
Oh my gosh. So steady, bro. I mean, just watching the micro adjust, there's no like micro flicking in his mouse, anything like that. The crosshair's steady.
He's using his movement for that.
Yeah.
Which is so important in that situation where you're just trying to dodge the spam. And we're into the next round. The A-main control that's been working so well, but there's a challenge here.
Again, a Vandal, not a Phantom, dashing through, controlling the spray, landing his shots onto Taco, and Furia want more.
That clutch might have just ended this game. With this follow-up as well, just yelling across the stage.
You mentioned him as the emotional leader previously. Yeah, he's feeling it.
Spike planted. One enemy
What can
remaining.
Leviatan do to trade this back? Nothing in this round.
For a second there, they were really fast on site.
Last
And I think
round
the
before
Furia
the
members took their foot off the pedal for a second, but instantly got back into it. We're looking at a potential 10-2 half, given the money that Leviatan has right now. And we've already seen the two eco looks that have worked successfully for them in the past. How are they going to find value here? They've already called a timeout. It's all up to King
Behind me.
to call the must-win round here.
Frag leader for his team as well. Deep flash is gonna get some info. The spend, they're just so bold, bro. They're so confident.
Back high, really high. Oh!
Still getting the kill on DG's in. That's their spark sideline for the rest of the round.
You say that, but we'll just watch Khalil work down and find a airstrafe peak kill. And they've got these ults. That was a picked up orb from one of the three players who has their ult right now. And a dangerous combination that, again, these Leviatan players need to find solutions to. How are they going to be used? How can we counter them out? We've already seen the Harbor ult be used on both sides. Here's a 50-second Seeker coming in too, giving up a lot of information.
Toxin screen down.
Flash also getting something. And that's pulled them right back. Now 3 members of Leviatan close by.
Mazino is actually in the spot. It's Aftershock. Oh no!
He got
Everybody!
Spike
They
down.
all
Did he
had
get
to
the
chill
third?
out.
30
No.
seconds left.
And now, dropping a Seekers of their own, MWZ is going to be in this 1v3, and he has no armor and very little health. He does have some info, though. Opting to go the patient route, not planning the spike yet, now position given away.
Might have just costed him the opportunity here.
Yeah, King
10
right
seconds
above him. Pushed off by the presence of the Molly. Another spotted, and King drops him. The concern
It was to get Leviatan in the same protocols that they were against some of the more traditional comps, some of the slower comps, and especially against the Harbor Viper comp. This one is taking advantage of some of the gaps that you have to leave. So Furia may have just found a counter comp right here, anti-Viper Neon. A little bit of flare. There's that B-Link stun. It comes from so far away and could have really damaged Leviatan right there.
probably should have, to be honest, if not for the bit of util that was dropped to keep DG's in at bay.
They're walking into a pinch right now, Doug.
Uh-oh. Seen, spotted, so many targets, and he's solely aware of all of them, not able to get anything, though. And Leviatan can now work their way. Down link, a wall goes up.
They know where he is, too.
Big out from DG's end,
Spike
but
down,
traded
B.
instantly.
Screen
You
down.
can't afford these one-for-ones here when you're down numbers.
Last player standing.
Just way too many targets. QCK is able to get one, but Shy's gonna get the spike down. Leviatan should find their fourth round here.
Spike
Yeah, with that wall
planted.
going back up, everybody taking backhaul positions, having to get through that turret, although that actually blocked the vision now. Instead gets clotheslined by the turret.
I respect it. An attempt was made.
And I love that call from Leviatan. I love that call from Mazino. I think it was their initial idea was to pinch through sewers onto B-Link, but especially to continue with it. I was like, okay, their plan has already been stalled a little bit with that breach stun. Are they going to pivot? And they didn't, but I think it was a great call because that stun comes in, it gives up the position of where they are, and you can kind of see them. You can kind of predict that they might walk up B-Link there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you, in a sense, bait them into their trap. I'm looking at the stun again with them all the way up here on A-Long.
DG's in the first spot at the flash there, and QCK did not get flashed at all. He's able to get the kills.
Are they going to find the spike here too? Mazino somehow walks up with that space. Super confident that his team was going to be there to back him up. Oh my goodness. Digizin was low there though.
Toxin screen down.
MW didn't have a heal for him, so.
Gun here.
Interesting here, I was noticing King doesn't buy really anything. He still just has a ghost. He does have full armor, and you know, when you find yourself in this round, given the deficit that you're facing, you want to stack it your way as much as possible. So, interesting that they're trying to play this long way out. This could be the difference maker.
Now Viesk finds the Bulldog anyway, so sustaining some losses but recouping in the economy. Playing this slow just like Furia was in some of those attack side rounds of their own. Finally, the plant's gonna come in. Not much info though. They still have that alarm bot, and that turret's gonna allow them to play into art and not really focus on backside.
Just able to tuck behind the wall. And even with that, you see Mazzino creeping around, getting into an advantageous position. You've got the alarm bot too to make sure there's no one pushing in.
They might trap him on the site here though.
This is just taking a long time. This is taking a really long time. And now, the alarm bot, finding some info, finding some space. I feel like Khalil really has to find something here. He's got to be able to get the kill, and no, Mazzino cleans it up.
They might keep them all on the site here though, Doug. They might lose all their weapons trying to fight against this defuse.
Nah, not able to get it half, but you're right. I don't... No! Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
they are going to get away. Nope, never mind.
That's a lot of damage. What started out as a 3v5, by the way, so still good recovery from Leviatan. You gotta give them credit for that, but in terms of bringing back a comeback here, those rounds need to be clean, and that certainly was not.
No, far from it.
Stay down.
Far from a huge kill out from Mazzino. It may have taken a little while, but better late than never.
We'll see as well what they opt to do in terms of the economy. They're gonna go for a bonus. And with still 4 rounds for Furia to close this out, I think that's a good choice.
I suggest you move.
If they can convert this round, that'd be huge for their chances.
So much delay. The fault line, now you have the aftershock. Denying Taco going forward, but he still finds a space, finds just a nook, a crevice to drop Mazzine. But he's beaten and he's battered, 25 HP, no armor. And once again, the onus on Furia to take the space back.
Ogden's Law in effect there, switching the weapons to the high HP player.
Spam through, QCK caught with utility out. A couple of members of Leviatan have fallen. But there's still so much you have to deal with. They still have 3. You still have lineups out from King. DG's in. He doesn't have the health to take it to half either. 1 second for King.
Do it.
Way too much to deal with here if you're MW's area, yeah. DG's in was just so weak. He wasn't even able to get it to half.
Yeah. Yep, no chance there. But the other players were ahead. They're the ones with the weaponry because of what we just saw. So talk about a gamble and talk about it paying off. This is within 3, guys. We have taken this map from a 9-3 immediately down to a 9-6. And he's actually barely on the edge of that
enemy remaining.
And Khalil just steps into it. The reason he dies so fast there, he's still high HP, is that decay as well, walking into the orb.
It hits you quick.
And
Was he spamming through some of that utility early on?
Fury is forced to eco here, so
Yeah.
see what they have planned. They've already gotten some mid space. Look at this, Zin's position. It's not going past the line of scrimmage, if you will, against the turrets, against these players, and there's 1 kill, and another player very low.
DG's in off of that. Got his ult. Does he invest it here?
Look at this, the secondary flank as well, though, from QCK.
Dude, they're so far up. They're so far up. DG's in, was waiting to check the corner, and Taco swings at just the right time.
Could be really nice, though, as a bait for QCK. That flash doesn't get any more information in mid.
He's gonna have to spray 3 down with a Spectre.
No job.
And now they know where he is.
Tove to get away. Taco's trying to dash on him. They break it down.
Just not much here
30
for Furia.
seconds left.
Not much at all.
They are making the right read at the very least here, Doug. And we
Right
saw
there.
Heroics from this position that Khalil is in. See if they have the discipline to be clearing through here. He's 21 HP, very spammable. He's just giving up his position. What? He's trying to delay the spike plant here with 10 seconds. Can he do it?
Oh, they have the cove too. They can tuck into it and then get the spike down. There's really nothing to spam it out. There's really nothing to clear. He has to wait on the other side, and now Khalil, who's the only one in a position to make a play, falls. What can Mazzine do? A little damage towards Taco, but that's all it is. 3 on the round for the star from Leviatan, by the way.
And he's starting to find some comfort. The desk was admonishing him for the amount of ops he was going for in that first half, but I think right now he's finding his way by actually using the verticality of the map. Not that it was super important in this round, but I was noticing this all the way back to pistol. And you also have to say Leviatan is making some strides and actually stopping a lot of that vision blocking tools to be used early. And you see the difference in the defenses right now. Furia going for a very aggressive style, trying to get some picks, and it makes sense with their comps. But you're not able to neutralize Taco as well as you did on that defense.
That deep flash, I don't think it got any info. And you still have the cove, and now you have some spam, excuse me, the cascade, and you have some spam, but they were able to sidestep that. Note here, 4 rounds in a row for Leviatan.
And it's all off the back of their defaults being so solid. You saw in the last round how patient they were in spawn when they were healing everybody up after they received the mid pressure. I think for Furia, they're going to have to find a way to crack this default.
Is it DG's in? Is it the Neon with the ult? GCK first contact, second not falling. DG's in does clean him up. Now Flash, 33 HP, has to back up.
Got a lot of time right now. He's gonna try to get to the heal from MW. They're walking behind this wall though.
They have no idea! MW Zero falls, now they have the ult. Out from Shy.
Insta investment, they need
30
this
seconds
time.
left.
Because look at Nowzer, he's running all the way across the map to try to bring the spike towards them. Aftershock's still here.
Is he even gonna get the spike down before the lockdown gets cleared?
Oh, Aftershock's
That's out.
huge. Could force him into a position where he could get the kill.
15 seconds left. They don't have a lot of time here.
Fighting back sight.
10 seconds left.
Khalil checking every single corner. Now Seekers drop. Khalil's gonna have to drop heroics again, and he cannot. Leviatan get to 8, 5 rounds in a row. Gonna want to go slow here. I think you're right. You kind of have to wait and let the game come to you, but that's just not DG's in style.
Looks like he's gonna pop his ult and go straight up.
That's not his setting either.
Stun! Oh my goodness!
He's
Three
already got
players.
1. He's gonna continue to push the pace, but no. Drops the wall in the face of the cloudburst. They've got what they wanted. No gun picked up though.
But is it enough? Yes, no gun picked up. And they can wait out this ult now. This is in, had tools in the round, gets a kill from it, but no longer going to be there. It's elapsed already.
You've gotten a little bit further to securing a round, but it really just feels like you still have so long to go. There's a flash setup out from Azine. Just waiting for the contact, and that should draw it. There's the flash, but DG's in just a little ahead of the timing, and Taco Spray is just too good.
I also think King was way in front of that flash too.
Yeah.
So while it seemed very well planned, doesn't quite cover everything. And that's the difficulty with Breach. You don't have combination flashes as easily as other characters. You still have to give him credit for putting something together right there off the rip. That stun found 3 players. But it's not enough. And when push came to shove, Leviatan won one of those eco rounds. Furia right there tried their best. We'll see though. We mentioned in the first half how Leviatan was struggling to get the ults online. It's the exact same situation in reverse here. Furia finally going to have some power ults up.
6 rounds in a row, and again, very indicative of the first half. Feast or famine for both of these teams. And again, an aggressive look, but this time it's not.
Wow.
It's actually Khalil. He's going to drop an aggressive pit.
And there's almost no way through until you want to invest. That Trailblazer.
Here.
And the fast pivot here is going to give a lot of information. Khalil's going to be able to walk up through that wall eventually and figure out, are they still here?
Surprised to see Furia not try to pinch elsewhere on the map too.
Look at this trap setup as well into A main. And he could pivot that straight into R2 with QCK, QCK peeking for him.
Gotta be careful. Understanding where the pressure's coming from. Azine turning around. Still has it ready to go.
Let's go!
There it is, Rolling Thunder. Where's the follow-up though? How do you really scale off of that? You can't.
That's why that A main one was what Fury was hoping they would go into.
Yeah.
At least they denied them the space though. and they have to re-clear hard behind this wall. But they haven't really gotten much utility out of the harbor. On Leviatan, Mazzino still has 2 cascades. This execute is still going to be very
30
strong.
seconds left. Get out of my
Mazine
way.
reposition, he has the fault line up. Stalls all of his utility too. Now Reckoning.
Fire.
Used to delay yet again. 20 seconds left. DJ's pushing forward.
Bye-bye.
Drops one.
This.
How far up does he go? The cove is there, but he's patient. They're stunned. Having to reposition. Even with the cove up,
One enemy
he just
remains.
let the round come to him.
A.
He didn't push forward. He just kind of walked, and he was able to get 3.
That's the difficulty clearing A main by yourself right there. You left one corner unchecked. And Jizin is all of a sudden behind you and able to absolutely deny that play. Furia back in the lead. They do not let Leviatan take it from them.
Unreal. We'll take a look at this one more time. Taco once again trying to expose the verticality of the map, as you mentioned a couple of rounds ago, but DG's position was just great.
Also have to give credit, the two ults there were used to delay, not for a kill. Yes, Mazin, he could have used that fast into shot here. He's already taken down though, they're just spamming that wall. Remember when I mentioned the coaches and the entire staff of Leviatan and players trying to figure out how they're gonna play there? That's it right there, that's the prep. You see that wall spam as fast as possible.
Knowing that DG's wants to take some of the space. Not able to. MWZero using a Trailblazer to do a bit of his own, and you've got Mazine in a really good position here, should they choose to go mid again.
This is tough though.
What a
Such
flash.
a good flash. And you see them slow down immediately. They're like, hold on, let's not overextend down B long until we re-clear mid a little bit more. Make sure they're not gonna find a timing on us.
Poison's off.
Looking for a little something. Khalil feeling the pressure, backs on up. Now the Reckoning to try to push them back.
This is tough because they're gonna allow the Viper Pit to go down from King.
And then you really don't have any tools to navigate through that. MWZero 1 point away from having the Seekers, and that could be the difference maker. But now Pit drop. Taco taking the space. Backside is his.
Down B.
They're just spamming against the spike planter right now. They're not finding a way in.
Yeah, Mazzino wasn't able to get it. The cove. He's just on the other side of the cove. Taco gets 2.
Last player
Now
standing.
dashing away, leaving it all onto Khalil.
Ball's gonna fall.
Spike planted.
The spike planted through that 1. 2, but that's it. Still had 2 other targets he was gonna have to deal with as Leviatan punch back. We're tied at 10 again.
This is a slugfest. In these last 2 rounds. Furia finding an opportunity maybe, but immediately losing. Again, Digicin in that one. And you have to hope that Mazin can come up with some solutions here to this just slow default that Leviatan is torturing Furia with. And it's gonna be an op on Neon.
Here.
Is that the solution? I don't know. But it's creative for sure.
Creative, maybe. Provocative, maybe. But will it get Furia going is tough to say. MWZero has the Seekers. Oh my gosh, but they don't have TG's in.
That's 2 in a row for him to go down early. That's gotta hurt.
So not only do you not have DG's in, you don't have the op, and then you're just kind of forced to sit in silence and wait. Because of the slow default that you've been talking about from Leviatan, there are so many different ways that they can go. You've got some info down A main from QCK taking that space away, but you're really just kind of guessing.
I mean, look how desperate they are for information there. That's 1 minute. They trailblazer through mid. Are they? He's trying to answer the question. Are they going through arc here? Because that would be the worst situation for QCK. And he gets what he wants, I think. That trailblazer being broken from shops.
Seekers are gonna find a lot. Khalil's on a great swing. Oh my gosh. They're so stunned up. They're so blind. Second Seekers invested, traded right back.
Ooh, what a molly. Lands on both. They're both vulnerable.
There's still plenty of time for them to be careful about this one too. 20 seconds left in the round. They've already gotten up the side.
The pockets. Oh,
They
the
walk
time.
right by each other again.
Not planted yet, though.
3v2, all right, now it's go time. Now it's crunch time. 10 seconds left on the round.
Player standing.
They may just
10
frag their way
seconds
through
left.
this. Can QCK play spoiler? He's right above them.
Spike planted.
He spotted them. Oh, he had too many targets. Tries picking between one and the other and finds nothing.
Oh, you can see it in the attempts that they're going for. But I can't help but think they're thinking exactly what I am, that same fanatic.
He's by himself. He's by himself. They hadn't pushed forward towards A main at the beginning of the round in all this half. So QCK, finding a false sense of security and comfort, just tries to swing around and get the orb because it's been free. And Leviatan a step ahead of it.
He's just sat in the molly. That might end up costing him. Nowzer does have the heal up, and they've got a KJ lockdown. But how fast can they actually get on the spike here? And if they can get half and maybe somebody can get off, no, they're not even gonna attempt it.
Once again, we talked about this a fair amount, but all of the denial of vision, all of the walls in play here. And forget about wall, DJ's in just swings out, but Mizzino trading it right back. Spike has been ticking away for a few seconds now. Furia having to push the pace, having to take the fight to Leviatan, and Leviatan are glad to receive as they find themselves on map point.
For it all to come down to this. Leviatan's first lead, and they immediately put themselves on match point. That's gotta hurt as Furia. Only a single round won in this half. And now they've got to get through 2 full buy rounds and more from Leviatan, who have been, I keep using the word torturing them, but they have been. These first kills have gone so often to the side of Leviatan. There's nothing to be garnered with the brawly style of Furia.
Yeah, I guess the way to win a fight is to just not really fight back. Not in the same pace, right? Change the setting, change the speed of it all. I mean, they have some tools here for Fury. You've got the Reckoning. You have the ult for DJ's in, sure.
Slight deviation here, though. You mentioned how they went deep fast up into A main and how that caught Fury off guard, but now they're pushing up B long, and it's still part of this default. Both King and Shy are on the other sides of the map. So for a second there, you thought they might over-challenge, but look at Furia. They're also playing passive into this. That's some big information, finding Taco specifically. He's the guy who we talked about last week. He's constantly just going with his role of diving into the site, finding space for his team.
Yeah, the thing is, though, you find him with 50 seconds left in the round. Right? So there's like 20, 30 seconds of, well, what the heck could they be doing? Yeah, exactly. So yes, you find him, and maybe a little bit later in the round, that's pivotal information, but not here.
Look at QCK, though. He's got the Reckoning primed and ready, and paired up with the stun. They could definitely hurt.
2 ults being invested as they're Venn diagramming across the site. Khalil the first to fall. DG's in. He's going to show up a little bit late. Is he going to be here in time, though? Oh my gosh, Furia! They've gotten this far. They've gotten it down to 1.
10 seconds left.
What a hold! Furia not done yet.
And they read it perfectly. They read that B-Link push was coming down from the 2 remaining players that I pointed out were on the other side of the map. So QCK dives on that immediately, and that's because of the Reckoning too. They were counting the pulses, using the information. That came out from that.
That helps too. You know, often we talk about like nuance and utility usage and how the ults interact with different players and their positioning, and then sometimes you just have a 2K with a Phantom Swarm. And that's what secures the round.
Cloud9 style. Like we just saw. Okay, but they've got to string it together. They have not. I mean, this is looking very similar to how Leviatan played on that first half too. How there wasn't life until there was.
Big ult out here for Khalil. When does he use it and where does he use it? I think it's key.
Remember, he used it really aggressively down B long in the last time he had it. This time, I think he wants to reactively use it if they do end up going B, or use it for post. And there's not much to clear out of Viper's Pit. They're gonna have to rely on all of their mollies to sustain that.
Once again, silence around the side is Khalil now using his pit.
And they're going to pivot immediately. That might have been a little too early here, but look at what actually Furia is doing because of that. Knowing that, hey, if they see this, they might not want to go through it. Instead, all four, actually only three, Mazin's still on the other side of the map. He's got his stun, though.
And it's all off the contact from QCK. As soon as he sees something, the fault line used, or he just trolls me, and he holds
30
it.
seconds left.
Taco up top to dive into this. Mazin's got his fingers out.
How much further will he go? Straight into the next round, if there is one. A disaster for Furia. Early on, can they equalize? MW0 is weak as well. The pit no longer a factor, and neither is Mazin. Mazino is just at the right place at the right time. This looks almost impossible for Furia.
Oh, they got a one-way orb landing too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. There's just no way.